All right. Let me get chat to pull up, and I'll show you what I bought and what I've gotten so far. Chat to pull up. Turn that down. All right. We'll let everybody get in. I haven't opened any of this. I have one more box coming from Arteza. So the first thing I bought was the 60 colors of the mica powder to make watercolors more. I like how they box their stuff. Because if you don't have any place to store it, it's in a nice box that you can leave it in. I say that, no, maybe this box. I thought it just opened. There we go. All right, so this is the size of the vials. Now they have larger size vials. Hi, Deb. Hi, Judy. So those should be fun to play with in making watercolors. Just we can get a lot of there's still some in there. Still one hiding. A lot of fun. A lot of options. Oh, and it comes with a cute little spoon for pulling out the watercolor. That's really nice. One of those little micro spoons. It's really hard to see because it's clear. Yep, little bottles, cute little bottles. That's quite a bit of pigment, actually, in reality. I had a clear box. I thought I had an extra clear box the other day. Yes, I do. Let me get that. It's underneath all the magicals. So, not going to play with those today. And what I'll do is probably, they had their names on the top. I'll probably kind of put them by color family so I can grab them faster. But you could add them to resin. That's why they're selling them, is because a lot of people are doing the art with the resin and the mica powders. And there's actually a couple that are chroma colors. So I just thought they would be fun. And they were not that expensive to get a nice variety. It'd be a very affordable way to get into making watercolors if it was something you were interested in. All right, so let's just, all right, so that's the one thing I got. Hi, Dot. Chroma is like when it's like a dual color. Think like metallic, like your car paint. And they usually have dual pigments. All right, and then I got the 36 metallic acrylics. I ordered the other acrylics. It was so weird on Colleen's stream. Eileen and I both ordered the metallic. Well, I don't think she ordered the metallics. We both ordered that night. I ordered the 60 acrylic tubes and the 636 metallic set. That was Friday night. Same order, everything. This came yesterday. That was Thursday night. I ordered them Thursday night. This came yesterday. The regular ones aren't going to be here till Tuesday. My new palette knives are out for delivery, but they're not here. But see how this is lifts and they're in trays. So that's going to be really nice. I will probably keep them like that and keep them in their little color families in their box for right now. Hi, Tara. Hi, Tori. Hi, Nana. And I figure we'll use some of these today along with other paints. So we're going to do a Cityscape. Let me move that. I have an 11 by 14 canvas that we're going to use. That'll drive the camera crazy. Honey, what do you need?
There's no bar there. There's no speaker. How do I do that?
Go to settings and sound. Huh? You did that? There are speakers. Bob got a new laptop and he's trying to figure something out. All right, so then I went this morning and I downloaded. I knew I wanted to do like a sunset. So I downloaded, and they all happen to be like Chicago. So I downloaded that as a possibility. And this has kind of the orange, yellow, corally color kind of in the middle. And then this one has it more. This is what I was thinking more, but it's very bright. I was thinking a little more subtle. And then this one's more subtle. So I'm going to kind of go more in this vein, I think. And I don't think I'm going to do half and half. I think I want my city a little lower and a little less water, maybe. I don't know. So I'm going to start by putting, I've been through Chicago. Okay, so I'm going to take out a gold. I'm going to do some regular paint, and then I'm going to do some metallics on top of it. So let's set those to the side. And I'm not going to use a palette knife yet. I'm going to do kind of exactly what Lena did yesterday, Thursday. I'm also going to see if I have some glazing medium. So this is Indian yellow. And I'm going to also get the this is a crimson. I'm not going to use much of it. Okay, I'm just going to kind of Let's add some of the Indian yellow. Kind of blend that out. And take it over the edges. All right, and then I think I'm going to add, may not even need that glazing. This is Deco Arts Tradition brand. It's a little bit better than your craft brand. All right, I am going to use just a little bit of white because I want to knock down some of that. I want to soften that. Get a little more pastel. It's a little peachy for me. I'm going to add some more yellow too. Let's add some more yellow back in there. Oh, I want more of that yellow. And a lot of this is gonna be covered. Get the side still. Okay. Let's clean the brush. Yeah. Okay, now let's get some blue in here. And I think I want to add some white in there too. The edges of the canvas. All right, and then I'm going to clean the brush a little bit again. Hi, Colleen. Okay, I think I want to get a little more white up in here. I'm going to switch to some of the shimmer in a minute. All right, and let's get a baby wipe. I'm just trying to bring some of that across. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, good. That sounds, hi, Kathy. That sounds great, Colleen, that we're able to go and walk and you're feeling less pain. Okay, so that's my water predominantly. Let's pull back some of that. I got my finger in it and I'm trying to. Okay, let's dry that just a little bit so that we can. I think that's a good base to start on. And we'll add some shimmer before we go to the buildings. All right, and then I think I'm going to use some ugly washi that I'm looking for one that I just like wouldn't use. that came in the set. All right, that'll work. Because I want to put in, I'm going to have the city, but there's going to be like, when you have like a lake or a waterfront, there's usually a road that runs in front of the buildings. So I want to block off the area that's going to be my road. Well, I say that. We can get the washing pulled off. So I'm going to use this like painter's tape. So I think that'll be where the road will end up being. Because there'd be no reflection of the buildings on the road, but there would be on the water. So when we come in later, so we're going to take that off later towards the end. So let's try a little bit of pearl raspberry, just right in there. And these are the Arteza metallic acrylics. And I'm going to get a smaller brush. Okay. And that's going to be like where the sun is. Okay, then let's go with, I'm thinking of gold because I want to bring out that yellow. So this is just a gold. There's a couple different golds in there. I'm going to get that brush just a little bit wet so I can drag some of that. And I'm going more, as I come down, I'm going to go more straight across in the water. Okay. All right, let's look at another tray. All right, here is an Arctic blue. Those are greens. There's more yellow. There's more reds. There's not a lot of blues in the set. That would be my only thing. There's a pearl sky and an electric blue. So let's start out with the lighter one. That would be my only thing that I would want more blues. Okay. So this is the pearl sky blue. And then we'll use some of this in a minute. Right, let's take a little bit of that off in there. Lighten it kind of in the Hi, Eileen. Did you get any of yours, Eileen? And I'm just dragging some of that across and letting the texture. All right, let's go to the darker. Blue down at the bottom real quick. Again, let's just bring that up on the sides a little more. Kind of getting some water movement. I got one set, the metallic. The regular acrylics come on Tuesday. So I'm adding some of the metallic on top of my base coat. They're very pretty metallics. Did you order the metallics? I mean, I know you're not a metallic girl. Okay, I still think I have too much green going on. So I think I'm going to take some of the white and get back some of the yellow. I'm not going to put that in the water because that's got blue. I'm going to get another brush. I'm happy with my water, but I feel like my sky is getting green. And needs some soft yellow in there. I also want to decrease some of that. All right, and then I'm just going to go with some white. Where the blue is. And I'm probably fussing too much because a lot of this is going to get covered. Okay, now let's go back with the color. Go back to the other brush. Okay. All right, like I said, the buildings are going to be behind. I mean, this is all going to be behind the buildings. So I think I'm happy with that. Probably need a little more yellow in here. But I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Put that up. So now check on chat. Let that dry a few minutes. All right, I am going to run and get a paper plate. I'll be right back. I want to use something else besides the table.
Not on the tutorials.
Can you get sound to play anywhere else, like a video? Okay.
So, tutorials.
I don't know. All right. That way I have more area to like drag. Let's go. I'm going to use heavier paint for this. Use blue, white if I can get it open. Looking for the black. I might use that purple. I don't see any black. I might have used it up. Here's brown. All right, I'll just have to use thin black because I don't think I have a thick black. But I'm thinking the purple might be kind of fun to use. The yellow green. I'm looking to see if I have a black that's a little heavier. Nope. So we'll use this black. This will be the black I'll have to use for right now. Move the acrylics out of my way. And the only thing I don't like about these is the bottles. But it is nice heavy paint. This is the stuff I got on sale when Hobby Lobby had their first. It's their brand. And that's phthalo blue. And this is violet, which I'm not even sure I've ever really used. So we got those. Right, on this other palette, I think I'll put some of the brown. I'm going to add black to that. I'm going to add some black over here to pick up. And if we can get the white open. Oh, there we go. I've used this for school projects, but it's super hard to get out of the bottle. And it splutters real bad. Like when you're trying to get it down. Well, I'll do that. Put a little of that yellow over here. And some black to that white. Those bottles are crazy big. All right, so I'm going to use this palette knife because this is the one I prefer when I'm dragging. Stuff like that. And I like to I'm going to go ahead and make me a thin layer of a gray. Add a little bit of purple to it. All right. And I'm just going to bounce around the canvas. little bit on that side. Okay, and then let's go with a reddish brown. Actually, I want more of a gray color. I think I want that to hitting some brown. I covered up my spot that I was going to keep the sun. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks, Colleen. Let's go with more black. I wish I had the different widths of this. I'm going to wipe off, building up some, wipe back some of the paint. Okay, just trying to get some more definition on some. Trying to make just different buildings. Oh, I don't know. I wished I hadn't done that. Like really bad, I wished I hadn't done that. But I like the lower buildings. So I'm kind of letting some of this dry because I feel like it needs. Short buildings right in here. Because there's usually shorter buildings in front of taller ones. Okay. And I'm going to put that building on the side, which I know you can't see, but and I'm going to put this black building a second. I'll put the canvas back. I'm just trying to get it where I can. Okay. And I'm scraping off some of the in the water. In fact, I think I'm going to use a different. I'm literally scratching some of the paint away to reveal the undercoat. I'm also taking off some of that where it's on the road. Okay. I'm going to take some of that blue. I'm just scraping the blue across where the water is. I'm using my hand. I want it a little darker in some places. All right, I'm going to take a wet brush. Pull back some of that. Using the baby wipe to kind of blend it. Kind of darken that water. Okay, now I'm gonna Okay, I think that gives the water some texture. Thank you, Tara. All right, now let's come back up here. And let's add a little bit of black. To that building. I'm not getting much paint, so try not to get too much. Let's add a little bit of white in there. That's a little more interesting. More grunge. And I do have some ridges in the paint from earlier where I scratched it. I'm gonna put some yellow on that one. And I think I need to add some black over some of that. Like some of it's lit and some of it's not. Okay, let's go in here. Trying to get a sand color, but I'm getting too pinky. Let's see what this does. That gives me a different color for some of the lower buildings. All right. Yeah. These are acrylic scale. All right, I need to getting too dirty. Let me see real quick. No, they're not going to come in time because we want them. Oh, they're 6 stops away. Yeah, my Etsy shop is Debbie Epps. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Oh, it didn't link it. I thought it would link it. But that's what it is. It's Debbie Epps. Let's go in with the getting some black and some brown. And I'm going to grab some white. I think that the buildings are, I just want to get some of that little bit of dark. In the water. Okay, let's. Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Kathy. I don't use it very often, so I am not very, not real proficient with it. This is what I wanted the other knife for. Okay. I like when I can get just those little bits of yellow, like lights. But you gotta get to be able to drag it, you have to. Okay, let's see if we can get some. Just trying to make it look like the lights are on. Those are too wet down there. All right, let's try to get some lights on down here too. Okay. I'm not going to do the rays. Put some yellow in that white. I'm about ready to take the tape off. Okay, got more lights on that one. More lights on here. Okay. Tori, I can put a digital version on my Etsy. Okay, let's. Trying to. Got some. There's usually stuff on the tops of these buildings. Okay, let's take the road off. Don't panic. Okay, now let's take a brush. Black and some white. I'm looking for a really dark gray. Got my knives?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just about done. They came. All right, this is what I ordered. Is the weird palette knives that are unusual. And I'll show you what I thought could be done with this type of painting. So let me. get some white paint. I've already done a lot of it, but we'll try a little. See how I can get more uniform windows? I thought that this shape would be good for windows in like a high rise. Okay, so let's. Doesn't that help? Probably, Dot. They're very standard. And I'm just using the one side. Definitely looks more like lights. Now, the other thing you could use that I have that I know that a lot of people have is you might have a set of something like this. It's hard to show. Trying to find something dark. This is a zigzag, but I have one that's notched. And that could be used too, very easily. In fact, I'm going to use it just to take away, to minimize some of this. Wow. Scrape back some of that. That's what I bought that for. I've been looking at them and there's different. This one's smaller. Different shapes. This one's bigger. I think there's 9. And I had looked at them before. Okay, let's get back in the road. And I know that's a little thicker than I wanted, so I'm gonna work on that in a minute. All right, so now I want to, so there's going to probably be some kind of, I want to put some, like some trees and some cars. I'm done with the palette knife, I think. I'm thinking I want to spounce. So I'm going to get a spounce, like a brush for spouncing. I think I might use this. All right, I am going to take a little bead of the white in with the brown. It's too pink. And put like a, I want a line, like there's a brick wall along the edge of the road. Okay. Okay, and then I'll move a little bit on this. The side over here that's, I'm going to grab a little bit of this blue. Grab a little more of that blue. Get the side one more time. Okay, that gives it some little edge. I'm going to come in with a black. Try to give it a little bit like a black shadow. Where the wall is. I think that gives it a hard line, an edge. So I think I want to get rid of all that paint. All right, and we're gonna go with a little bit of the opaque white. So that'll help. And then some pine green and some yellow. I think I want a little red here and there. In fact, we want that. And some of that yellow in there. With the sun. Sort of add some of that yellow back in. Don't like that. I need to clean. That baby white's got too much stuff on it. Okay. So we need a little of the green, a little bit of the red, like a bridge over the water. Yeah, probably right now. Let's Let's add some trees in. I'm going to take some of the white. And add some foliage. In a few places. And then I'll come back. Okay, and then that's probably not going to work. A little darker in here. I could have left the tape on. All right, let's. I'm thinking maybe a little brush. Adding some yellow and some of the opaque white. Now it looks like boats in the water. It's supposed to be like taxi cabs and people walking. I need more gray or black. But I'm just trying to maybe minimize that. Now it's becoming grass, not a road, which is fine. Maybe there's a park over there. Okay, now let's go back to maybe the black. Thanks, Eileen. Okay, now it needs to dry a little more, I think. All right, I think that kind of refines the brick, whatever it is. I'm just trying to add some Pops of like city light. Okay. It's not April Fools. So who are y'all fooling? All right. Is that? I think it's done. I think I'm just muddying it up. So I actually think I'm done, and I need to stop, clean up. The paint. Put away the paints. Because I'm getting too fussy about the little stuff. Line it down here. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Kathy. Eileen, Tori. I didn't really know where I was going. I was just really playing. I got a different color palette than I thought I would. But I don't dislike it. I mean, I think it looks like a city that is starting to light up as, you know, as the sun goes down. And I wasn't going for any specific city or iconic like buildings. What I really wanted to do was try out my idea with the new spatula. And one of my things I've been trying to work on this year is more light and dark. And I think that hits this. Pretty well. Thanks, Kimberly. So I'll take a picture and I'll put it on my Etsy. I don't know what I'll do with the original. Yeah. Well, you know how you have something in your head, Tori? And I tend to be more of a realist in some ways with my painting when I do acrylics. So I tend to get too fussy sometimes. And I want to start putting in a lot of the realistic details, which is not what, you know. If you like, look at Colleen and Lena's, theirs was really perfectly abstract. Where mine's a little less on the abstract. I wasn't trying to do exactly, I didn't want to do the same painting because I will actually sell it. So I used a different reference photo. Thanks, Dot. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. It just wasn't where I thought I was going to go when I started out. Getting a variety of the colors in the buildings was a little difficult. Now, I did like doing my windows with this, but it may be a little too much, possibly. So I almost think if I were going to do it from the start, I would use the 3 sizes of those. There's a third one. So if I were going to, because then you could get different size windows, you know, different spacing of windows, because it might be a little too much or too uniform, but it does remind me of the refinery lights. It doesn't look like a refinery, but when you drive in Corpus Christi and you look at the lights at the refinery in Houston, the City of Debbie, yeah. Yeah, I had Chicago as a reference photo. But I didn't really look at it as far as the buildings go. I was just more trying to decide what to do with the sunlight and how I wanted to do the light is all. And the ones I ended up looking at this afternoon were mostly Chicago skylines. I've done some New York cityscapes, so that probably definitely influences me. So I don't know that I'm going to stream next Friday. I think I might just move back to Saturdays. Sunday, I have to go to work next week. And the following Saturday, I have to go to a competition. But then I'm off for spring break soon. So the Friday nights just doesn't seem to be working. I just don't come home motivated to stream. So these are fun. We'll have to play with them some more. And see what the different like textures we can get and what to do with them. But I think these might be interesting. That one I thought was sort of interesting. The fan shapes. Those are the it's not that I'll use them that often. I really wanted these. Those. So. And I think the other thing that would be really beneficial if I were going to do something like this again. Now this one would be good because it's got a straight edge here. So you could really pull with that straight edge. But I wished I had ordered the set of 3 of these in this style in 3 different sizes. So I probably will because this is my favorite one to paint with. These 2 I tend to use for mixing watercolors. Well, in fact, I mean, they're rusted from leaving them in the water. I don't clean them. But I got these on Amazon and they weren't very expensive. It was a set of 9. So I just thought they were interesting. They would be fun. I don't know where they're going to live. But I got to, and I will say that I am not a fan of these at all. I don't like the plastic ones at all. In fact, I use them to mix stuff. But that's about it. I have some, but not super big fan of them for painting with. Yeah, I paid, just a second, I'll tell you what I paid. $14.99. Yeah. They had a $5 coupon off. So they're normally $20. This is another thing I thought I might use, or the wedge. That might have also made some decent buildings to get like a base building in. So those are the other 2 things I had pulled out. And I was trying to avoid like using the brushes beyond the background too much. All right, guys, I am going to go and see where Bobby's at, what he's doing. I know Mary is on tonight. In fact, she might have already started on earlier. She might have come on. Beth Schuler will probably be on later on tonight. But that's all that I know of. Thanks for hanging out, guys.